Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our admin. The message reads like this. I'm not sure how long I have left to tell this story. The shadows are closing in on me, and each and every day I feel myself slipping further into the grip of something that I can't even control. What you are about to read is not a cry for help. There is no help for someone like me anymore. It is a warning. It is like a final plea for anyone who even thinks about using Ukuthwala to gain wealth. I made that choice, and now I am living in a nightmare so terrifying that no amount of money can ever fix it. It all began about 5 years ago. At that time, I was stuck in a life full of struggle. I had a decent job, but no matter how hard I worked, I could never seem to get ahead. Bills were piling up, and my dreams of a better life felt further out of reach with each and every passing day. Meanwhile, friends and family seemed to be flourishing, driving new cars, renovating, building bigger houses, living lives that I could only dream of. I was tired of being the one left behind. I wanted more. I felt like I deserved more, or so I thought. That was when I met him. He was the kind of a man everyone was talking about, but no one really confronted. He was someone who had money, and he showed it to you, and he made sure that you know that he has money. One thing that I liked about him was that he was that confident man. And oh yes, when you have money, you can be so confident. So after this man had revealed his money to me, that was when I thought that it was far much better to get to know him. One night, after a few drinks at a friend's gathering, I found myself sitting next to him. The alcohol loosened my tongue, and before I knew it, I was asking him how he had made it in life, how he had made it all happen, how he went from being just another guy to someone that he had so much money. At first, he laughed it off, but then seeing the desperation in my eyes, he whispered to me and he said, there is a way, but it is not a way for everyone. Those words, they stuck with me, haunting my thoughts. He didn't say more that night, but I could not shake the idea that there was a shortcut, a secret way to get what I wanted. Days later, I reached out to him asking for more details because I wanted to know. I really wanted to know everything about him. That was when he told me about the rituals that he had done about Ukuthwala. Oh yes, I had heard about it before. Of course, I knew that there were people out there who used the same dark powers to gain wealth or whatever. But at the back of my mind, I thought that it was some sort of a backward thinking, some superstitions, something that they talk about in remote villages, not something that can happen in the city, in real life. So he was patient with me as he explained it to me that Ukuthwala was not just a simple ritual. It was sort of like a deal that you have with the ancestors, the demons, God, whatever. A deal that will be made with some spirits that are dark, those spirits that are there to just work for you, to give you wealth and whatever that you wanted. But he said that if I was strong enough and brave enough, these spirits will require a sacrifice, and it could not just be material. It had to be something or someone that was close to my heart. And in that moment, one can say, why didn't you walk away when you were being told about these blood sacrifices and whatnot? But I was already too deep. I was thinking about all the money that I could make after I would have successfully finished all of those money-making rituals. I was desperate. The thought of being rich, we all want to be rich. We all want to escape the never-ending cycle of going to work, coming back, going to work, coming back, month end. You are given your small salary, you spend it all, then you go to work and you come back, and the life that you will be living, it just continues like that. We all want a life whereby you can sleep in bed throughout the day knowing that you have money, too much money to spend. So that is too tempting. It was too tempting for me then. I convinced myself that the price will be manageable, that I could handle it. He assured me, telling me that those stories of people who, after they have done the Ukuthwala rituals, having those horrible consequences, they were always exaggerated. He made it sound like it was just another business deal, a simple transaction with the spirits. After that, I'll be free to enjoy my money. But he lied to me. The next week, he introduced me to a traditional healer, a Sangoma who specialized in Ukuthwala. I never forget the way that the Sangoma looked at me. His eyes were old and cold, as if he could see right into my soul. He did not say much, but his presence alone was enough to fill me with dread, as if I was looking at the devil himself. And when we were inside his consultation room, it was quite scary. I wanted to turn back to run, but then my friend, he said that it was too late to change my mind, for I had seen a lot. This man, he had other topologies that were always angry, always looking for someone to beat up. And if I was going to walk away, these topologies will beat me up so hard, so much that I would regret ever going to that Sangoma's compound. The Sangoma instructed me to sit down, and he began with the ritual. It was quite scary, like I could feel a presence, something evil entering into my body. I felt so cold, starting with my feet, going upwards until that cold feeling had surrounded my heart. Till this day, I do not feel the warmth of my heart, but I feel it so cold, like a vampire. The Sangoma then asked me to name someone close to me, someone that I loved. I hesitated. He looked at me and he repeated the question. The spirits require a name, young boy, he said, his voice getting rude. Without fully understanding what I was doing, that was when I whispered my young sister's name. I told myself that it was just part of the ritual, nothing will happen. But deep down, I knew that I had made a grave mistake. After the ritual was done, the Sangoma smiled at me and he said, "It's done, it's done." He handed me a small pouch filled with some herbs and a small little thing that I could not understand what it was, and told me to keep this with me at all the times. No woman was supposed to touch it. And with time, he told me that I needed to repay his ancestors, for they will be working for me. Just like that, things changed. My life really transformed, and I saw that everything was falling into place effortlessly. Opportunities that I had never imagined began pouring in. Money was no longer an issue. I bought a new car, moved into a beautiful house in town, started living the life that I had always dreamt of. People looked at me differently now, and then that was when things started to go so bad. I once woke up and I found out there was a man that was with me in my room, thinking that he was an armed robber. I wanted to scream, but I could not scream. The man then started walking towards my bed, but as he was walking, he was fading away. I don't know if you understand, until he disappeared. By the time that he reached my bed, the first real blow came when my sister fell sick. It was sudden. It was unexplainable. She was always healthy, but within a few weeks she was bedridden, and we took her to different doctors. They said that it was a rare infection. None of the treatments worked. She got worse, and within a month she was gone. My heart was shattered, and I knew what had happened. I had sacrificed her without even realizing it. I tried going back to that Sangoma, begging him to take back this Doroloshi, but he said that you asked for money, and I gave you things that can give you money. You need to obey the rules, otherwise this Doroloshi, if it comes for you, you are going to regret, my young boy. And now I am into this trap. I fell into this trap, and now I can see that it is really terrible. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our admin who helped us with this translation. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world.